This is Swim, Success with Music. Yo, this is Walt. I am your music coach. You're looking for a new house hunter. I like to get this done before the end of summer. Why in the world are houses that you like, they're twice the amount you're willing to pay? Anyways, let's dive in. Again, what's going on, people? This is Walt. This is Success with Music, a show for musicians about music, how to get better at your craft. And I appreciate all of you guys who have been tuning in over the past few weeks. All right, so today's episode, we'll be wrapping up our series on how to market your music. If you've been keeping up, this is part 6, and this will be the final installment for this series. And we'll get to that in just a moment. But before we get started, just a few things for you here today. One, shout out to Ron here in Ohio. I appreciate you sending us a message last week about the book Jingle Money. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I hope you're doing well. Next, for all of you musicians out there, we will soon be accepting your music to be featured on the show. So if you got a track that you made that you feel is absolutely fire, it's amazing, send it our way so we can check it out. And again, we may feature it on an upcoming episode. Now, if you want to do that, make sure that it is an original track, not a cover. And you can send your audio links to ask@successwithmusic.com. Make sure you include some information about you, your music, your band, your background, that type of thing. So if we do feature your music, we can give you a quick plug. But again, if you have a music link that you would like to be featured on the show, send it to ask@successwithmusic.com. All right, one more announcement for you guys. We will soon be offering insight from other music experts in the coming episodes. So look out for interviews from those in the industry who can help take your craft to the next level. We will be getting into that in the coming weeks. So look out for that enhancement in our shows. So go ahead and make sure you subscribe to Swim right now. That way you can be connected to all the great content that we will be sending your way. As I said, we're going to be getting into our music marketing topic. But before we do, it's the beginning of the month. So you know what that means. Famous musician birthday guess their age challenge. Yeah, don't be distracted by the name of the segment. Be distracted by the fun, huh? All right, so if this is your first time playing along, this game is pretty simple. I name the musician. You come up with their age that they will be this month. Pretty easy. All right, so here we go. Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. joined Cash Money Records way back in 1991. To this point, he's released 12 studio albums, has been featured on TV shows, movies, and of course with other artists. They call him Wheezy. You may know him as Lil Wayne. He turns what age this month? I'll give you a second to think about it. All right, he turns 35 this month. All right, here's the next one. Alicia Beth Moore. Alicia Beth Moore was born in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Now, this singer, songwriter, dancer, and actress never settled for primary colors growing up. No, she wanted to be Pink. Hint, that's her stage name, by the way. Pink turns what age this month? I'll give you a second to think about your answer. All right, Pink turns 38 this month. All right, last one. All right, here we go. Miley Cyrus's dancing kind of got this guy in hot water a little while back. Maybe the lines were blurred, I don't know, a little too much, you say? R&B singer, songwriter, musician, composer, and actor Robin Thicke turns what age this month? Robin Thicke. He turns 40 this month. Well, hey, if you did well on this quiz, raise both of your hands, clap one time, and consider that to be my high five to you. You're listening to part 6 of our music marketing series. Though we'll discuss music marketing more in the future, this is the final episode in this particular series. If you miss any of the shows, please subscribe and get caught up on what we've been talking about. All right, let's finish up. All right, so in the previous episode, we talked about the power of Facebook. I talked about the idea of Facebook being one of your major means of music marketing. Now, I recommended Facebook for a few reasons. First, Facebook has a huge number of active subscribers. Next, they present a number of tools to use: video, audio, events, polling, messaging, and a lot more. Also, Facebook offers a ton of analytics, data on the audience you're building or would like to connect with. So again, those are just a few of the things that I feel that causes Facebook to be one of the strongest platforms you can market your music with. Now, none of these things I mentioned can help you if you don't have followers or enough people to get your material in front of. For that reason, I like to talk about sponsored content on Facebook. Yes, we're talking about paid advertising. Now, before you get all discouraged, thinking that you don't have enough money to market your music or music-related services, let me tell you from the outset that marketing on Facebook can be very affordable. I mean, look, if you ordered a Starbucks drink this week or, I don't know, bought a burrito within the last week, yeah, you have enough money to invest in promoting your music. You can literally get an ad campaign going for about $5. No joke, $5 to advertise on Facebook. And we'll talk about that more in just a moment. But before we do, let me tell you a quick story. At the top of the show, I alluded to the fact that I'm looking for a house. My wife and I have been looking to move into a new place. And just yesterday, she told me that her Facebook feed was full of real estate ads and pictures of houses, which happened to be in the exact neighborhood and price range we've been looking for. It's a miraculous coincidence. Of course it's not. No, as we touched on last week, tracking cookies have determined that my wife's online behavior fits the profile of someone who's in the market for a house. And of course, they are absolutely right. Those who sponsor these ads are getting in front of the right people. In this case, it happens to be my wife and I, who are actually interested in buying a house. And to be honest, whoever was responsible for these ads, they did such a good job in connecting with us. We actually went out to view one of the houses we found on Facebook, all due to ads we saw. Now, the thing is, we would have never heard about this particular house unless someone took the time and money to promote this house. And the thing is, we've seen tons and tons of houses. I've been on these websites searching things provided by my realtor, but I've never seen this particular house. So the point is, we were actually able to find something that we did not see before. Now, I want you to do a bit of homework today, and I'm going to give you a couple of homework assignments today. Here's an easy one. Check out your Facebook feed today. I want you to look at all of the posts on your page. You can look on mobile, you can look on desktop. Look for the word sponsored in the upper corner of all posts. I don't care if they came from your friends or if they just show up in your posts or whatever. Look for the word sponsored. Whenever you see that word, someone invested in getting those sponsored posts in front of people. And the point of this program today, or this episode, is to say that you can actually do the same thing. Facebook can put you in front of people who are willing to check out what you create, namely your music. But you may have to actually stick your neck out there and promote your music with actual money. Whoa. And yeah, it's a risk spending money, but it's something that I feel is absolutely necessary. Now, here's the thing. If you are not willing to spend money on promoting your music, why should people spend money on buying it? I'm going to ask that question again. Think about what I'm saying here. If you are not willing to spend money on promoting your music, why in the world are you looking for people to buy your music? You're looking for them to spend money on your music, but you're not willing to put the dollars out there to promote it. Something's wrong. Listen, this previous question is meant to shift your mindset into that of a business person, of an investor. If you're truly convinced that you're offering something of value, you'll put money behind it. Is it good enough to put money behind? The thought of spending money on advertising can really sober you up real fast. And that's because we all know that when the subject of spending money comes up, things get real, right? So if you're hesitant to spend your own money on your music, you probably need to go back to the drawing board and to figure out whether or not you actually are offering your audience, for that matter, something of value. And I don't want to be all preachy with you guys, but I think this is a very important thing. Before you want anyone else to be a fan of yours, you need to be a raving fan of your own music. That sounds kind of self-serving and self-centered, but think about it. If you are not absolutely convinced that you are providing absolute great material, why in the world should someone else think that? And again, the litmus test here is spending money on promoting that music. All right, but let's assume that you are of the belief that your music is worth getting behind. I want to get into how you can set up your Facebook account in such a way that you can begin to promote your music. And we'll go through that part of it with some tips here today. And today's tips, they are brought to you by Swim, Success with Music. As I mentioned earlier, we are looking to do a lot more here at Swim. We're looking to grow our program. We would like to include you into the program by featuring your music. We're going to be bringing different music experts on the show to give you different angles, different strategies on the music world. And it helps us a ton when you simply subscribe to the program. And if you can, subscribe through iTunes. If you happen to be on another platform, of course, you can do that with the platform of your choice. Also, it helps us out when you review the program. Your vote of confidence in us means everything to the people that see us online. So again, if you can, go ahead and leave us a review. You help us to continue on offering information and insight at absolutely zero cost. All right, so let's get back to these tips for today. And again, these tips are about kicking off your sponsored music campaign. Now, I am going to go through this information really fast. If I'm going too fast, it's a podcast. You can hit pause and walk through these steps one by one. But again, I'm going to walk you through what you need to do in order to set up your Facebook account so that you can begin to promote your music. So some of these things will be kind of technical. So if you happen to have your smartphone nearby, you can pull up your Facebook app, or if you're near a computer, desktop, or laptop or whatever, you can go ahead and grab that and follow along. All right, you ready? All right, here we go. So first thing you need to do, of course, is log into your Facebook account and make sure you navigate to your personal Facebook page. Now, the steps hereafter will presuppose that you have already set up your separate music page. We talked about that last week, setting up your separate music persona, your band page or whatever. That should be a separate entity, which can be found under the pages section within your personal Facebook page. You should see it over there on the left-hand side on desktop. And if you navigate to that little